When Jim retired, he wanted to buy a sailboat. Karen wanted to stay close to the grandkids. But the problem wasn't the boat, it was the fact that after 30 years of building wealth together, they'd never actually talked about what retirement would look like. My name is McClure, and I work with successful families, and this is one of the most common patterns that I see. Their finances are solid, the planning is sound, but emotionally they're pulling in different directions. And if you don't catch it early, it can derail your whole plan. The couples who get the most value from our approach understand something. They understand that retirement isn't just a math problem, it's an alignment problem. And when couples don't work through this early, there are significant consequences that are rarely about money, and they cost far more than what most people expect. And there's 3 conversations that I walk couples through before we finalize a plan. The first conversation is about lifestyle, and it really needs to go deeper than where do you want to live. It's more like, how much structure do we want in our weeks? Do we want to travel a lot or build a routine here at home? What gives us energy that we want more of? I had a couple come in, they had accumulated a $7 million portfolio, and on paper, they were all set. But he had been a CEO and she was an artist. And he was used to structure. He was used to meetings. He was used to goals. And she wanted freedom, she wanted to be creative, and she wanted some space to explore. We spent 90 minutes just discussing the rhythm of their life, not about money. And they both left with tears in their eyes because they finally felt heard. The portfolio didn't change that day, but their plan did. This is exactly why we're selective about who we work with. You see, this level of conversation, it requires couples who value getting it right over getting it fast. The second conversation is about identity. You see, retirement isn't just a financial transition, it's an actual identity shift. I worked with another couple who is 64 and 66, and they had run a family business for around 35 years. They sold it and were sitting on over 10 million, so that was really successful and they were really happy. But he felt like he had lost his purpose, and she was ready to travel, she was ready to volunteer, and she was ready to embrace freedom. They weren't fighting necessarily, but they were just drifting apart. So we worked together on something simple. We defined what meaning would look like in this new chapter. Not in vague terms, but actual specifics. He ended up mentoring young entrepreneurs, and she launched a nonprofit advisory group. The difference in their energy a year later, it was like night and day. They weren't just financially retired, they were emotionally aligned. And the third conversation is about legacy. It's not just about who gets what, but actually why. One couple had accumulated around $6 million in assets, and they had never talked to their kids about their estate plan. One spouse wanted to set up trusts, the other thought that was too controlling. And they were really both guessing at what the kids would want without ever asking. So we brought the family together for a dinner. No numbers, just talking about their values. And what came out of that dinner? It completely changed their plans. The kids didn't want to inherit everything. They just wanted clarity. They wanted guidance, and they wanted a plan for how to steward it well. So we built that plan into some structure. The point is, couples with different retirement goals, they don't need a better portfolio. They need a better conversation. And once they agree on the purpose behind the plan, the decisions from that plan, they fall into place fast. This approach works best for couples who understand that significant wealth requires sophisticated planning, not just investment management. We don't just look at the numbers, we actually help couples work through the emotional and structural sides of planning so that their money supports a life that actually works. And so if you're a couple who's facing these kinds of decisions, it might make sense to have a conversation about your situation. And you can click on my calendar below. We work with a limited number of families each year, and the ones that we work with really value this level of coordination. Because retirement shouldn't feel like a negotiation, it should feel like a shared vision with the freedom to actually enjoy it. I really do enjoy making these videos, and I hope to see you on the next one.